Good morning. It is me, Pearl from Pearl in the Prayers, and this is Tuned In Tarot. And we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine sides of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want to see change, we really do need to shift within ourselves, change our perspective, shift with our energy, do our shadow work, all of that good stuff. And today is Wednesday, and Wednesday is a day that we really focus on the things that are blocking us from moving forward in our lives. So we first take a look at one side of self, masculine or feminine, and that is energy, not gender. And then the other side. So if you come here to get information about a person, you'll definitely be able to learn some things about them, but only because you're really learning a lot more about your own energy. And if you identify strongly with one energy versus another, like let's say you identify with the feminine energy as a feminine identifying individual, and you're not as sure how the masculine energy applies to you, the more you work to make those connections, the more likely you are to shift the energy of the people that start to come into your world, that you start to attract into your world. All right. We are going to start today. I guess we'll start with divine masculine. And we are using my spread I designed called Obstacles Removed. And the first thing we do before we even get into the spread is we just sort of check in on our motives for being here and on what would really serve us. So there's a reason that you came here today. Usually it has to do with wanting to remove an obstacle of some kind. And an obstacle usually indicates that you're on a path towards something. And you feel that you're being blocked in achieving whatever it is that you're moving towards. So, if that's a reason that you're here, you're hoping to get information about that obstacle so you can go towards the thing. But that thing that you want, that you think you're going to feel better, that's what you think you need. So I want you to like hone in on that thing, whatever it is, just lightly, just touch it. And this is what you actually need. So when you walk away from the reading today, when you receive the messages from today's reading, these are the things that would benefit you the most on your journey. This is the card from the Creativity Oracle that says accomplishment. Good morning, Elizabeth. Remember past accomplishments as a way to overcome present self-doubt. That's a good one. And that's coming out with the Six of Wands, which is really like a card of accomplishment, victory. It's bringing peace after a struggle. And I'm just getting this general sense that if you can really take this card, remembering past accomplishments as a way to overcome present self-doubt, this is going to be something that will really help you to enjoy the spoils of war, to actually enjoy the accomplishments that you have in this present moment without even achieving the thing that you thought you needed. But this is what will actually serve you. Just remembering how you have been victorious in the past and you will be victorious again. That's a beautiful energy to start the reading with. Okay. Let's get the general energy surrounding where the divine masculine feels blocked today. I gotta tell you, if this wasn't an obstacles removed reading and I saw the masculine's top and bottom of deck, I'd be like, what is going to happen? So interesting. It'll be interesting for me as a reader to see how this unfolds. Okay. So the top of the deck, we're using the Dreaming Way Tarot, which was a gift from Katie. And I love this deck. And we're getting the 10 of Cups. And then in the heart space, we're using the Housewives Tarot, which was a gift to myself. And we're getting the 9 of Cups. You see what I'm saying? Like if this was just a divine check-in, I would be like, okay, divine masculine, feeling this wish fulfillment and bliss. But this is where masculine feels, this is the general energy surrounding where he feels blocked, where he feels there is an obstacle. This isn't the obstacle though. So The Ten of Cups can be about family and spiritual fulfillment and happiness and joy. And the Nine of Cups is about your wish fulfillment. So it's like, this is your wish. And this is what masculine wishes for. But the obstacle that usually accompanies the Nine of Cups, or not necessarily the obstacle, but the shadow, rather, let's call it that, is that it is difficult for this person to share what they have, to share their abundance. There's a stubborn, arms crossed kind of an energy we usually see coming with this card. And this is like a real fear, holding on to your stuff, like really being afraid to share your feelings, share your abundance or prosperity. There's a selfishness here that comes with the Nine of Cups. So if the masculine is feeling like he can't do something, I would guess it's that he maybe feels selfish about allowing himself to fulfill his wishes, about having this family or this bliss, or however you want to look at that. And then here's the actual obstacle. The World upright in the headspace and the Ace of Cups upright. You see what I'm saying? If this was a divine check-in, I would be like, be still my heart. This is about the end of a cycle, something completing, being done, being finished. And it's about also something having been very chaotic and now sort of, just settling in. And then we have this Ace of Cups, which is normally about self-love, receiving love from the divine, filling up your own cup, taking care of yourself, new love. But the Housewives Tarot shows us a feminine hand holding an empty cup. And the feeling I'm getting from that is that where the divine masculine feels blocked is in actually pouring into divine feminine's cup. Rather than needing divine feminine to be the one that fills his cup. Because we're looking at what would make him happy, right? And we're looking at selfishness. So masculine is blocked in ending this cycle of getting his happiness from someone else and then keeping it to himself. I wish this was a divine check-in instead, but it's not. It's the obstacle. Where did this block originate? The Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the Six of Cups. Divine Feminine's already got that Six of Cups over here. So there's union right out the gate. The Wheel of Fortune in this deck shows a feminine who is spinning on a wheel, but all of the strands have become tangled up in the wheel, and now the wheel can't move. In this Six of Cups, we have the lemonade analogy. It's pink lemonade too. It's obviously, we're supposed to hearken back to these nostalgic feelings of like, a repressive and misogynistic America that we all lived in, pretended was fine, but it wasn't. Certain ones of us got to make lemons out of lemonade, and the rest of us were oppressed and struggled through that. So nostalgia is, it's like the Trump campaign, like, let's make America great again. When was it great, and who was it great for? because there's only certain people that applies to at certain times in history. You know, it's never been great post-colonialism if you were indigenous to this land. So if we were trying to make it great again for indigenous people, then probably the rest of us would get the fuck out of here. Nostalgia is a mixed bag, right? There's things about it that make you feel good, make you feel because the past is this like confirmation that you've been existing the whole time, right? Without it, it's just like you woke up in a dream, like you do when you dream, because you are dreaming. So there's like this comfort that comes with remembering the past, even if the past wasn't that great. Also, I'm noticing a feminine energy drinking lemonade. And a feminine energy is the one who's like tangled up this wheel here and made it impossible to change or shift because the wheel can't turn if it's all tangled up. So for me, this block of divine masculine getting his cup filled by the feminine energy is something that has been with him since his childhood. And I don't think that it was ever something easy for him to do. I think that trying to get validation from this energy has always been quite difficult. I feel that the feminine energy in the masculine's life, probably from a very young age, required him to fill her cup. In rebellion of this, I think the masculine has refused to fill other feminine's cups, being afraid that that dynamic that he had with the maternal energy would happen again. It looks like the biggest obstacle for masculine is ending karmic cycles in general. So ending past patterns of behavior. And if you're shrugging and getting frustrated and like, you know, wanting to give up because you're thinking about a masculine person who refuses to give up a karmic, I want to just gently, I'm rarely gentle about this, but today I feel like being gentle. I just want to gently remind you that the person you're focused on, who you are frustrated with, that will not give up a karmic connection, that for you is a karmic connection. Whether that is your twin or not is irrelevant. You won't give up that person when they aren't able to come forward to you. So that's why this is your energy. It's your resistance to ending karmic cycles, where you as the feminine feel it is your responsibility to fill up others' cups rather than filling up your own cup. So remember that in these readings, because there is a tendency for us to blame the other person, which is the source of all grief. Taking accountability for how we attract these interactions in order for us to learn how to achieve mastery is really what this is all about. Okay, so how is this currently manifesting in the 3D? Wow. We're getting the 5 of Wands in reverse from the Dreaming Way. And I love the interplay the Dreaming Way has of the black and white. For how I read it, it's one of my favorite things about this deck. And then we're getting the 6 of Wands in reverse for the Housewives Tarot. So look at this masculine energy with this. Wow, actually, that's pretty interesting. So the headspace, we had a 10. So we had 9 and 10 of cups. Then we had the ace, the 1, and the world, which is the end. So that's like alpha and omega. And now we have 5 and 6. So masculine is making progress. If you feel like you haven't been making progress, this is just your loving assertion that you are making progress. Because remember, this is your energy, your action-oriented energy. What is that? Is that safe? Did you get the squeaker out? She's always chewing on the toys. She just got the squeaker out of her toy. Anyway, so the masculine energy within self is making progress towards finally achieving this victory. Now, we saw here that what would help us would be to remember past accomplishments as a way to overcome present self-doubt. And what is manifesting in the 3D from this block that this masculine has of having a difficult time ending the cycle of needing the feminine to fill his cup, we are seeing this situation that happens for me when a lot of cards are in reverse in one position. I think about it as this is something that is in the process of turning around. So we have masculine cleaning up the karmic messes that he has made. And it looks to be honestly like he has finished this task. He has disconnected from past connections. It's not that he's having trouble ending the relationships, although this is a collective reading. Everybody's at a different part of their journey. So it's not necessarily that he's still attached to an outcome with a specific karmic person or career or behavior or whatever. It's just more that he's, kind of still has like the dregs. I'm thinking about this empty cup and how there would be dregs in the bottom of a cup. But like the residue, especially with this Wands card being a cleaning card, because the implements of cleaning are how they show the wands in the Housewives Tarot. And so I do feel that while he may have been successful in ending relationships with people that don't serve him, the behavioral patterns are still the things that are kind of holding on to him, or the way those people came into his life originally, that still has to be dealt with, which speaks a lot to the Ace of Cups, because in order for you to attract, really loving energy and be able to align with it, then your own self-love must be very, very established. So I feel like the masculine is progressing. We're seeing anything in this Venus in retrograde. He's progressing through really releasing these physical attachments in the 3D, and then overcoming the messy aspects of self, and then learning how to love self rather than get that from someone outside of self. This is that frustrating thing that you keep hearing that's making you want to pull your hair out, that you just have to love yourself, and you're convinced, you're like, but I do love myself. And you do. You love yourself so much more than you've ever loved yourself at any other time since you were a child that didn't know you weren't supposed to love yourself. You're absolutely correct. And yes, you have achieved a high level of mastery in the department of self-love. However, when you still don't feel good without a partnership, there is this fine line. There's the fine line of people do need companionship, connection, physical affection, attention. They do. So needing love is a normal feeling. That's not an indication that you are broken. But receiving love from many sources in your life that aren't just a romantic connection and not feeling that as love suggests that you probably still are thinking, and it's an illusion, it is your ego, but you are probably still convinced that when you have a romantic partner, you will feel better about everything. And that is why the divine has to make sure, because you've asked for a healthy, stable foundation without codependency. You have to actually feel like having this partner is not going to make me feel better about my finances. It's not going to make me feel better about my passions that I pursue myself. It's not going to make me feel better about the way that people treat each other in society. It's not going to make me feel better about the traumatic things that have happened to me in the past. It's going to make me feel better about the way I felt when I was constantly focused on that thing not being there and then it was there. But the reason that I was constantly focused on that thing being there is because of all those other things I just said that didn't feel good. So eventually, after the novelty wears off, which for a new relationship energy can last anywhere from 6 months to about 2 years, all of those things that I thought the person would make me feel better about have still not been made to feel better, especially because now I just sort of threw myself into the relationship and focused entirely on their needs potentially, rather than continuing to maintain my mastery and autonomy while having a fun, good time with someone else. Okay, I'm going to keep going. So how is this block? We did that. What will help remove it? The 7 of Pentacles upright. I love this one. Somebody said makes them think of their shopping addiction. And the 9 of Pentacles upright. Look at this interesting juxtaposition. These are my quote unquote masculine energy decks that I have. And I feel like the masculine energy, because I said that thing about somebody saying it made them think of their shopping addiction. This is the card about single, independent, fabulous energy. This divine feminine is literally her own appliance. Like, she doesn't need anything. Like, she provides her own, she buys her own shit. She fills her own needs. She allows herself to indulge in her rewards. She took care of herself and planted the seeds of her abundance so that she could harvest it all and actually enjoy those spoils of war that the masculine energy wasn't letting himself enjoy because he was having all of these past connections and entanglements that he had to clean up. So what will help the masculine remove this fear that it is going to be his job to provide materially for the feminine and the feminine's job to provide spiritually to him is to understand that the dynamic in a healthy relationship like the one that they are entering into is one where the masculine is not required to provide abundance for the feminine, but simply to allow the feminine to indulge in her own independence and her ability to create wealth. And in fact, mirror this. So mirroring the feminine's ability to take care of herself will help the masculine end the cycle of needing the feminine to take care of him. Following by example, in other words. Divine feminine, good job for setting such a good example of how to take care of your own emotional needs in order to fill your own material needs. Because in order for you to fill your own material needs, that pyramid of needs has to be honored, right? And those basic needs at the top have to be met first. You know, food and shelter. There's like, I can't think, it's Maslow's pyramid, I think it's called, but I can't remember the actual like assortment of what the needs are, but there's an order to those things. And the feminine has been working on that pyramid so that she could have the emotional, so that she could have her material needs met. And the way her path to her material needs being met has not been the way that the masculine goes. That's why there's an imbalance in society, because the masculine has rejected the feminine way and there shouldn't be a rejection of either way. There should be an interplay of both skills. The feminine has the ability to be intuitive, to make decisions based on her intuition, and to wait to respond until she feels that the stimuli suggests that it is a good time to respond, because the feminine is tuned into the cycles of energy that exist on the planet that no one can deny, no matter how scientific that they are. Are we going to deny moon cycles? Are we going to deny all of the, things that are proven? No, we're not going to. So we do know that there is this ebb and flow of energy on the planet. We know that there's an ebb and flow of energy in our bodies. And the feminine is in tune with the fact that that energy makes for good decisions based on the energy feels like it's flowing, or the energy feels like it's heavy, or the energy feels like it's stuck. Masculines have rejected this as feminine and relied instead on their heads. And it turns out your head isn't that good at doing shit by itself either. You have to work together. The feminine has been encouraged in our society. Feminine identifying individuals have been encouraged in our society to develop their masculine energy, because the masculine energy is respected and held up and revered. So to be intelligent, to accrue wealth, to be analytical, that is acceptable. So feminine identifying individuals are allowed to think like the masculine, and in fact told to suppress their feminine instincts. But it is easier for the feminine identifying individual to have more of a balance between those two parts of self, because they are literally required to, if you want to survive. Whereas the masculines are required to suppress the feminine at all cost, so that they don't die by social, humiliation, rejection from the alpha male patriarchy, etc. So the masculine has to look to the feminine to remove this particular block. The feminine was told a long time ago, do not count on a man. Don't do it. You can't count on them. They cheat, they lie, they're after your body, whatever. Feminines are literally, prepped to protect their bodies from violation. So we're taught out the gate, don't count on a man. You can't. So we're like, all right, we can't count on a man. We have to do it ourselves. The masculines are told that women are manipulative and are trying to get them under their control. They're told that they reject them and cheat on them as well. Same messages, different effects on their behavior. The feminine's like, can't count on you. I have to be my own me. And the masculine is like, feminines just cause me to feel emotions that I've never been allowed to have or learn to process by myself. So this obstacle makes complete sense to me. Who or what should I release from my past to move on? The Four of Cups in reverse and the Three of Wands. The Four of Cups in reverse is a card about finally accepting an offer after having been rejecting it, not paying attention. That Ace of Cups is coming back to haunt the masculine energy. In this case, it's a cup being held out to a feminine who's considering these three other cups here. We also have a feminine energy in this card who has, she has achieved a certain level of relaxation, because she can see that the future of this weight that she's been enduring will be the Four of Wands, a healthy foundation. So she's willing to wait. But what masculine needs to release from his past is making the feminine wait for him to fill his own cup. That's what she's been waiting for. It's funny. The whole time the feminine's thinking she's waiting for the masculine just to tell her that he loves her. But really, what she's been waiting on is for the masculine to tell her that he loves himself enough not to demand that she constantly fill up his love cup so that he can feel love. That's what we're actually waiting for. We are not waiting for anything except for the masculine to love himself, which means this is that thing that's gonna trigger you if you feel that you've been loving yourself as much as you possibly can. I'm just letting my ego sort of chew on that for a second so I can give you like a human perspective and not a channeled one. Because the channeled perspective on that is like, well, you don't love yourself as much as you think. And the ego part of me is like, okay, how else do I need to express this love for myself? And I can feel that resistance between that higher self understanding that if the masculine still doesn't quite love himself, then that is me. And fully embracing that I am still expecting to feel better once I have been offered a cup. I can't deny that I feel that I will feel better once somebody just accepts my offer of love, just lets me love them. Just let me love you, and that will make me feel better because I want to be loved. But there it is, right? There's the fear. I'm not loved if I'm not getting external love. What can I learn from this current pause? The Four of Wands. I just said the 3 is traveling into the Four of Wands, and it's a different deck. Also, this Four of Wands is directly below the 5 of Wands and the 6 of Wands, which means we have 3, 4, 5, 6 of Wands all in this. Like, we should be playing Yahtzee right now or poker or whatever. So what the masculine is learning from this current pause is this is a beautiful thing. This is about sacred union inside of self. It is about having a healthy foundation in relationships. And in this case, we see the masculine looking to the feminine who has this purity, okay? And this isn't about sexuality. This is about intentions, pure intentions to love. We also see this Queen of Wands in reverse, and so releasing a distorted feminine energy, one that is jealous, overbearing, manipulative, wrathful, unable to hold a vision, not confident, low self-esteem. So the masculine is learning to get his own self-esteem from within himself, not seeking it from the feminine energy, but really feeling it within himself. What can I look forward to once the obstacle is removed? The 7 of Cups upright and the 5 of Swords upright. This is interesting because to me, this is a card about mental conflict still, but it's about being defeated and walking away from this confusion, from all these other options, from these other ways of filling the cup that involve feminine energy, cutting out this behavior walking away from this behavior where you seek other vessels to put your seed into in order to feel that they are going to fill your cup. When what you realize when you're doing that is that none of those choices actually is capable of filling your cup, because none of those choices have filled their own, number one. And number two, that is not how you feel love. That's not how we do love. That's how we do physical bonding, which is codependent. You need another body to validate the physical presence that you have and your attachments. So it's cutting that behavior out. All right, let's go over to the feminine now and take a look at what is going on for her. We will go back to the masculine side. We will use some archetypes, some guardians to help him with removing his obstacle. And there will be some spell work, recommended spell work, and creativity that we can use to push through this obstacle. For the feminine, in the headspace, I'm using Mystic Mondays. This is the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And we just saw her, the Queen of Wands, in reverse in the heart space. So the energy surrounding the divine feminine's obstacle right now is anger. I've got a feeling of anger and frustration, a general sense of instability, emotional instability, a tendency to lash out or suddenly be, filled with frustration or fury about. It can be lack of financial stability, having to let go of something that you thought was going to fill your needs. This doesn't feel great. It feels like the feminine's not feeling very good about her ability to confidently achieve her visions. She's like, I can't manifest things in the material, and I don't fucking know why. That's definitely the Here is the obstacle. The headspace is the Princess of Pentacles upright, and in the heart space we are getting the Six of Cups, which is what the masculine side needed to release, or not needed to release, but was where the obstacle originated for the masculine side, rather. It originated in this past, and then the obstacle for the divine feminine is small steps. This page energy for me can be about over analyzing things, looking at things, like assessing things, like reflecting constantly upon the past and like comparing and contrasting to the past. I feel like this is a feeling of the steps that she's taking are too small. Good morning. And really that the gestures that she has received from, and this yes, divine masculine, but I actually feel this is more overarching, like the universe type of a feeling, are just too small. It's like all the work that I do, and this is how much I got paid. What? So, all right, that's the obstacle. Now let's see, where did this originate? Interesting. Okay. The Eight of Wands upright in the head space, and the 10 of Cups upright in the heart space. And this 10 of Cups has this wizened energy here, this elder energy, overlooking all the generations of their family. So this is a card, definitely a card of legacy. The 10 of Pentacles is about material fulfillment. The Eight of Wands is about communication, messages, flowing, going with the flow, feeling a push. So if Divine Feminine is really feeling like she's only ever gotten breadcrumbs. Oh yeah. Okay. So look, I'm seeing this masculine energy. Look how he's just sitting. Look at his body language. Also, he's a dog. No one else is. Just this masculine. And he's chill. He's not in any rush. He's not in any hurry. He's got all these other mouths to feed. He has all these priorities that take precedence over the feminine. And so the actual communications that she gets about this future potential for happiness, it's just, she's not getting physical evidence of this potential that is like proposed, the proposed potential. Also, this feminine was doing a lot of overthinking, by the way. Okay, so how is this block currently manifesting in the 3D? The 9 of Cups is upright, and the 3 of Cups is in reverse, and Death is coming out. So that's 2 9 of Cups upright. When you get the 9 of Cups in your spreads, no matter whether they're up or down, you tend to get your wish fulfillment, including the be careful what you wish for type of wish fulfillments. Just note that. The 3 of Cups in reverse to me is a third party, usually something coming between the 2 cups. I feel like Divine Feminine feels like her wishes have been destroyed by third parties. Like whatever it is, whether it's a person or a career pressure, financial pressure, a behavior. This can also be about she had to let a past wish fulfillment die in order for something new to take its place. So she could have wished for this material happiness in this place where this block was originating, and then kind of having to let that idea of her happiness die, because continuing to believe that this was coming when really that masculine energy was just sitting there taking care of all these other people and not actually prioritizing her, that was causing her to accept the breadcrumbs, which has been her obstacle. Accepting little when she deserves a lot is a real obstacle for this feminine. What will help remove this block? Oh my God, I'm so happy to see this card in reverse. Not this one, but the next one. This is the 4 of Wands. Again, look at all of the cards that are coming out across this spread. But the 4 of Wands in reverse for the Divine Feminine. And this, for me, I'm really feeling there might be a twin flame kind of a feeling coming from this, like releasing someone who Divine Feminine associated with this soulmate energy or something. And then we have also the Hermit coming out in reverse, and the World, which is yet another card. Okay. This is what will help remove the block. Now, the Hermit has been driving me absolutely bonkers. That's why I'm glad to see it in reverse, because it's been coming out upright a whole hell of a lot, and I don't want to be in Hermit energy anymore. I was like, I don't care if it's going to cost me $60, and yes, it did cost me $60 to go to the dog park yesterday because I don't have a car in Los Angeles. That is how much I spent. That is crazy and completely unacceptable, city of Los Angeles. So fix your parking situation, fix your public transportation situation, fix it, Los Angeles, because that's nuts. It's 10 minutes from my house. It's a 10-minute drive. It's more, it ends up being more than 10 minutes because of traffic, but it is only a 10-minute drive normally. Crazy town. But I was like, I don't care. I'm going out. I'm not staying in. I will spend $60 to go out if I have to. So Divine Feminine, what will help remove the block is releasing whoever this is, this idea of this union with someone. All the readings are, oh, your person's coming to unite with you. You just have to wait for them to clean up their mess and yada, yada. And just be patient. And I got another TikTok the other day that I am snatching and making my new rule, which is no more patience. No. Patience is patience. You have to keep waiting. Instead of patience, you want to feel satisfied. That's how you want to feel. Satisfied in this moment right now. So if you feel satisfied while you are not receiving communication, stay in that place. That's fine. Like if you feel good on your own and you really do feel satisfied, like you don't have to hear from the masculine. It's not bothering you. You're pretty busy. You're occupied with your stuff. You're feeling peace and calm, like knowing that there is a stable foundation and that you really have a secure attachment, and like they're doing their shit, and when they're ready they'll come talk to you and it doesn't bug you, then by all means wait, because you're fine, you're satisfied, you're okay. If you don't fall into that category, then this has got to go. This idea of this perfect reflected union with this perfect specific person that you have to be patient to receive. End that cycle. End the cycle of being alone and waiting for this perfect thing. There is nothing perfect. There's nothing perfect coming. Nope. There's nothing perfect coming, because there is nothing perfect at all except for the plan the divine has laid out, and you don't like that plan. So does it feel perfect? That's the only thing that is perfect. The imperfections that exist. That's all. So there is no perfect reflection of your exact energy matching that's coming, unless you're balancing within yourself. If that's happening, then you're going to get this. Because the only way to get an exact reflection of your own energy is to be you authentically, both sides of self. And that means that when you're alone, you don't resist it. It doesn't feel bad. You feel satisfied. You feel like you're enough. If it seems like this is an impossible feat, it's true. It's an impossible feat to do this on your own, which is why you don't have to do it on your own. You have to surrender to the divine and say, show me how I am perfect, just me on my own, perfectly imperfect. Show me. Let the divine show you that, because it will be very difficult for you to convince yourself. It's not about your head. It's about your heart. So the divine shows you that through your feelings. Who or what should I release from my past to move on? Oh my God. The Eight of Swords and Temperance. I just talked about this and I did not know this card was coming. You think you are being patient for this person, and you feel that it is a virtue. And patience is a virtue. Regulating your emotions when you feel angry or out of sorts or jealous or frustrated is a skill that you must achieve. But waiting in a prison of your own making while you stand alone, expecting another energy to emulate you without taking the action that you expect the other energy to take. That's keeping you stuck in place. Instead of being patient, I want you to be satisfied. So if your goal has been coming into union, I want your new goal to be satisfaction. Which means if you go on a diet to try to change your body type and you remove all of the satisfying foods and activities associated with nourishment, you will feel in a constant state of dissatisfaction. You will not have equilibrium, and eventually it will tip, and you will go back to the old behaviors. You will refuse to end the cycle of getting your love and fulfillment and relaxation and relief from someone outside of yourself. Because satisfaction is a key component of nourishment. I teach that in my spiritual nourishment course, which the details of that are below. It's self-directed. You can just purchase the course and take it at any time. But it helps you with this particular thing about really tuning into your own satisfaction. So divine feminine, you need to release your patience. Don't be patient anymore. Why are you being patient for an energy that is just going to take advantage of your patience? Because they are dissatisfied with themselves. Okay, and I see you saying you needed this. I'm so glad to hear that. I do too. When I go back and listen to these, I'm like, I needed this too. This is where a huge source of overthinking is happening, but it's what you can learn from this pause. So you're learning a lot right now. You are learning. We've got Two of Swords upright, the Princess of Swords or the Page of Swords energy in reverse, and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Again, that same energy from the masculine. And then in the heart space, the Nine of Swords, which is that fear and anxiety. So you are learning that when there is a standstill and there is no movement, rather than looking to see this masculine energy, which causes you to feel these fears and anxieties, this restlessness, you are learning that it is you that decides to stay in this place of insecure attachment. You choose that by not making a decision. That's the same thing that we were seeing here, right? Being patient with being in prison, in your own mental prison. You're learning that that creates this anxious environment for you. And it is that you simply must decide to work up this courage to let go of your attachment to having an external partner in general, not even a specific one today, although this does suggest that there's probably a specific one, but I just mean in general. You're not making decisions about your whole life because you're waiting for a partner to share your life with. That's this hoarding thing that's going on, right? Not fully experiencing wish fulfillment because you're holding it back until you can share it with a person. But that is not how you were meant to live. You were not meant to only experience through connection. You are meant to experience connections. but not just one soul connection and then you get to live your life. That's So that's what you're learning. You're learning, like, it's not about this one single partnership. It's about my whole life, all of it. And my single-minded focus on having a partner has prevented me from enjoying all of the rest of it, honestly. And it will continue to do that until I really, truly release the attachment to having to have another person make me feel whole or complete. That's never, ever going to work. It's not going to work. What can I look forward to once the obstacle is removed? Wow. 6 of swords in the headspace and the 7 of pentacles, which we got over here. So this is a card often associated with patience because you have to tenderly, lovingly care for something. But it's also about something finally being able to be harvested because you have been patient. So I see you moving on from this time of awaiting your harvest and instead learning your lessons that have helped you navigate the emotions and fears that kept you feeling like you couldn't harvest your own abundance and actually go to another shore and harvest the abundance that the masculine is acutely aware you are completely capable of harvesting all on your own. If masculine sees you with this capability, then I would hope that you would start to see yourself this way. Okay, let's help. Divine masculine, let's go back to you. Right now, the archetype that is going to help you navigate this obstacle of getting love from outside of self is this mediator energy. Releasing this tendency you have to negotiate with an ulterior motive or a hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. So you have instead a gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life and a respect for both sides of the argument. So you need to be better at mediating in general, and you have this archetype within you to be a powerful mediator. So release the tendency to negotiate with an ulterior motive. Let this truly be about a respect for both sides of the argument here and negotiate fairness and strategy. Your guardian angel is here to support you in releasing this energy, this tendency to be childish, and also because you have some childhood wounds here, we saw where the block is initiating. This is your guardian angel. I feel like I tell you this, like I pull these cards for the guardians and I tell you this guardian is helping you. And I don't know if you fully hear it. When you get this, it means that whatever inner childhood wound is functioning to block you, your guardian angel is literally going to come and assist you in removing it. So take heart from that because you have to believe in the healing in order for the healing to actually take place. What is the inner child really helping to heal? Commitment. Our ability to commit to one another, to commit to ourselves, to commit to our mission, our passions. And this I'm using for obstacles removed. I'm going to give you an actual spell work that you can do to help remove this obstacle. So we're going to find the spell work for commitment. Divine masculine, your dedication at this time is in question. Where you have put your heart and soul into it, you have reaped the rewards and you have so much to offer. However, Your lack of focus underlines a fear of commitment. Something from your past is preventing you from making a choice, and the free spirit within dreads the thought of being trapped. However, a little focus and dedication is required on your part to release any self made restrictions. The universe is poised in your favor to devote to that cause, to pledge allegiance with a partner, or to commit to an offer at this time. So you can do this spell incantation. Take a ring and weave a blue ribbon around it on a Tuesday at sunrise during a waxing gibbous moon phase. Face east and say, won't agree, might be deceived. Around this ring a ribbon's weaved, releasing fears of obligation. Refusal is procrastination. Color blue breathes in devotion. Fidelity is not just a notion. Duty causes you to bless. Commit and say a big fat yes. Now tie the ribbon around your neck to wear the ring all day and say, gratefully, I accept the magic of you, of protection to assist in all that I do. Lend me the courage, build power in me, assist my transcendence, so mote it be. The magical meanings of this card are obligations do not serve you, rethink your loyalty, you are being taken lightly, your dreams need focus, commit to freedom, and someone pops the question. I really don't think I need to go deeper into that card. Maybe try that spell, masculine, and see if that helps you. Okay. And we are getting a reversal on this grief energy from the Seasons of the Witch Tarot. This is the 20th card. And the keywords here are mourning and loss. The card says, it is but a mere glimpse of nothingness hidden away deep within the chambers of your mourning, in the red clovers birthing lost illusion. Grief is a warning in reverse. You're about to lose something you love, though you know it has run its course, even if it seems unexpected. Things have reached their natural end, and although painful, it's time to let go. So in order to make a new commitment, you have to release the old one. It has already run its course. And then for the week, we are getting the Star, which I love that because that is the healing feminine energy within self and the wish and hope and healing and introspection coming out, which is the fucking Hermit card, but I'm going to pretend it's not. It says, introspection is often necessary to deepen our awareness of the unity and divinity of life. So for me, this is about that introspection that needs to take place in order to integrate the feminine healing energy within self and not rely on an external feminine to heal you or to help process emotions or to bring about your wish fulfillment. The introspection card is an indication that problems associated with the matter in question are the result of either too much or not enough time spent looking within. Introspection is accomplished when we walk in nature or sit in silence and are so focused on the matter at hand that we lose touch with what our senses are telling us. In this way, it is very close to the practice of meditation. The appearance of the introspection card can be a call to isolate yourself more than you have been doing and to seek your answers from within yourself, not from external sources, which is literally what I've been saying this whole goddamn time. Introspection can be one of the best things to help you deal with delay, disappointments, and setbacks of every kind. If too much time is spent on introspection, however, it can indicate that the practice is being used like any other fear-based method to escape and avoid doing work. And I feel so strongly that this message is coming out twofold for masculine identifying persons in masculine energy, there has been the tendency to avoid using introspection rather than integrating the feminine energy in self. Because remember, the hermit follows the star. The star is in the lantern that the hermit is following. So the masculine has used introspection as an avoidance tactic. The feminine has avoided introspection by fearing being alone and carried the lantern on the outside, wearing her heart on her sleeve, rather than going within to seek out her own masculine energy within self so that she doesn't need the external outside of self. Same problem, different identifying energy. But do you see how that works? Okay. Let's go over to the feminine side of self. All right, feminine, your archetype that is going to help you overcome this obstacle of having experienced breadcrumbs, almost exclusively breadcrumbs from most past partners, is this, the athlete. This is a dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, and development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. It's releasing any false sense of vulnerability or entitlement. Okay, so for me, this is that you are dedicated to transcending the physical limitations. You have experienced nothing but breadcrumbs so far. And so you feel this limitation because how can you see a vision of something you've never experienced before? And that's something that I addressed using the this Lenormand deck recently, where I've been helping you to try to go general about the things that you desire, because it's very difficult to manifest something you've never felt before if you don't believe you've ever felt it. So you have to find how to feel it. But you are absolutely dedicated to transcending the physical limits of your past, the limits of material experience. And because of that, and because of the development of your personal willpower and your strength of spirit, you're going to overcome this obstacle. Your guardian angel is supporting you here. This is a card that says practice makes perfect. Okay? You have to practice receiving. I just had like tension come up with one of my favorite readers who did a reading about sexual energy, and I was so frustrated about it because she was talking about mastery of sexual energy, and I was like, I'm sorry. Please explain how you feel mastery over sexual energy if you never have opportunities to experience it. And she just kept kind of coming back at me with like it's balance inside of self and stuff. And I'm like, okay. But if you've been experiencing balance inside of self, or a feeling of balance inside of self, and feeling relatively peaceful and feeling like you are making progress, but still there's no opportunity for sexual expression or physical touch, and that is out of alignment, because we need that. Like, how do I regulate my emotions? How do I practice sacred sexual energy with no partners? She didn't really have an answer for me, because she didn't have the answer. She wasn't channeling. But practicing, there's no one for me to practice on, is what my ego wants to say. But that's absolutely not true. That is going back to what I have to release. There's a person that I feel that I have developed an emotional bond with, who I feel safe to practice with. But that person is unavailable. So why am I waiting? There's plenty of opportunities to experience sacred sexual union. There's plenty of opportunities to receive more than breadcrumbs from different people. I just need to go practice with other people. Or I'll never get it right. It's like, it would be like if I wanted to play a piano piece that I really like. I want to play. I want to learn a Mozart piece, and I don't have a piano in my house, or like my piano's broken. Let's say, doesn't work anymore. It is starting to die. My poor piano. It's like 16 years old. I'm like, I should just let it go now, but I can't. The sustain pedal's not working. I'm like, you can fix it. You took alternate controllers. You soldered wires together. And I'm like, okay, you can also just get yourself another piano sometime. Like, it's fine. But let's say you want to learn a piece of music and your piano that you normally have not working. How are you going to practice? You have to go to another piano. You got to go. You got to call your friends and say, hey, does anybody have a piano? You got to find out if there's a place that has practice rooms that you could go practice in. You could go to the freaking gallery where all the piano people go to buy pianos. Take your piece of music with you and go learn it in there. But if you don't go find an instrument to practice on, you can do a certain amount of mental practicing. You can watch people play. You can listen to the music. You can close your eyes. You can move your fingers on the top of a not a real piano. You can imagine practicing the piece. And you can probably, honestly, your imagination is pretty powerful. You can probably really absorb a lot from doing that. But at the end of the day, if you haven't physically touched the piano keys, you're not going to have a very good performance. So go practice loving other people. Go get another instrument. You're acting like there's only one piano in the world. You're acting like there's only one piano that's going to sound good to you. Every guitarist I know has 100,000 guitars. So I'm pretty sure there's many other instruments that are going to tickle your fancy, if you know what I'm saying. Here's the spell work that needs to be done. This is the Finding card, and it came out in reverse. And look at how much she loves herself. She found that she was all she needed. All right. This is... It is often heartbreaking to lose something, whether it's an item that means a great deal to you or a necessity. Of course, nothing is truly lost, but being unable to find that which you need can be deemed as rather frustrating. If this card has presented itself to you, then it's because you're on the cusp of giving up. Please stick with it. All you need is some magical assistance to help you find that which you seek. The earth nurtures and restores all that reside in and on her. So by working a little earth magic, you can be assured that whatever it is that's been misplaced shall soon be uncovered. Here is your spell incantation. Light a black candle and face north under a first quarter moon at midnight on a Tuesday. Write the name of the item you wish to find on a piece of paper. I want you to write your own name. I don't want you to write your person's name or a lost love or partner or anything. I want you to write on a piece of paper your own name. And then this is the incantation. Direction of north, magic of earth, honor me with your powers of birth. There's something I'm missing and just cannot find. I picture the item within my clear mind. To find and retrieve from the picture I see, I ask it's returned for safekeeping to me. Release and free that which is mine, so I can reclaim it all in good time. Blow out the candle, fold the piece of paper 4 ways, and bury it in the earth. Your lost item will be returned in an unexpected and magical way. Now say, gratefully, I accept the magic of you, of protection to assist in all that I do. Lend me the courage, build power in me, assist my transcendence. So mote it be. The magical meanings are, Seek and you shall find. Follow your soul's calling. You've suffered a deep loss. An unexpected gift arrives, and you found your true path. This will reclaim your power from any partners that might be draining it by like doing sex magic to your pictures of you and stuff. Reclaiming your own self will pull your energy back from anybody who's utilizing it to fill their own cup. So I would highly recommend doing that spell. Now, you don't have to do it on the exact day that it said, but you can try, and you also don't have to do it outside. Like if you can't really bury it outside, you can bury it inside in a pot of and you could do whatever. It's just a symbolic thing. You can do it in your mind. But do that. Reclaim your power. We are also getting the reversal on this healer card. Listen as the medicine bleeds through her teeth, a river of mercy blessed by mother, seen only by those who hold her mirror. This is the 22nd card. Divine Feminine, if you have pulled healer in reverse, it is because you have taken on too much and clearing is in order. It is important to cleanse and clear negative energy, especially when you are healing others. Healers are generally empaths, a person who picks up and holds the energies of those around them. Empaths must take extra precautions to make sure their energy stays clean. Take a few days away from your normal life and spend some time recharging. You cannot heal others if you cannot heal yourself. Stop doing the emotional processing for the masculine energy right now. All right, Divine Feminine. Her theme for this week. You're actually getting the 9 of Swords, and it says cruelty at the bottom. And it's interesting because I actually wrote down something about cruelty in my card pull, in my journal that I do my card pull in. And then you're getting sacred space. Use beautiful art, music, and creativity of all kinds to put you into a sacred space. Now, I'm interested because I feel that this is countering this thing that you need to release, which is putting yourself in a prison, hiding yourself away. This is a false sense of security, which you have achieved by waiting for a person who you feel is healing. Even though, my love, you are already healed. So what are you waiting for? So I feel that you are being really called to fight off the fears that you have of your own power to create your own sacred space within your home, within yourself, within your life, that is just yours and yours alone and doesn't need permission or validation from anyone else to be something that you feel completes you. The healing for this is the sacred space card is an indicator that you should make a separate place for creativity in your home as well as in your heart and mind. Ideally, it should be a place where you can lock the door and work undisturbed. If that is not possible, a dedicated workspace of any kind is needed. Selecting this card can also be a reminder of the dichotomy that every space is sacred, and yet the creative person actively endeavors to acknowledge the spiritual truth by making some spaces seem a bit more sacred than others. An important part of living creatively is being able to hold to two seemingly opposite concepts by appreciating what is true about each of them and not allowing their apparent conflict to nullify their unique truth. That's so interesting because both of these cards are that thing. Two seemingly opposite concepts. We have like the nightmarish 9 of Swords, the prison of your own making, the illusions of your mind that make you feel betrayed, hurt, abandoned, wounded, alone. And then within your mind, you can also create this sacred space where you go to feel protected, where you go to tune into that inner dialogue that you have with spirit, creating new ideas and imagining new things for yourself. And it's like allowing what's true about each of these things and not allowing their apparent conflict to nullify their individual truth. The truth is, you can be afraid that you're not going to have what you want and experience what you want in the moment. You can be afraid that you can have negative experiences, you can have anxiety, and then you can take a breath and instantly enter into that sacred space. This and that are true. All right, we are now going to close out the reading with these final cards. Well, actually, and then I will probably end up doing the removing or the going general thing too. So I guess we're at the end of the reading for both the masculine and feminine. We're going to look at their final healing. If you are interested in a personal reading or to listen to my music or to sign up to become a member or to check out the spiritual nourishment course that's available, all the information can be found in the description box below. Thanks so much for being here. Please take the time to like this if you haven't already. That really does help to grow my channel. And please share. And when you comment also, all the interactions really do help to boost and grow my business. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. Masculine and feminine, the archetype that is going to assist both of you right now is the Samaritan archetype. And it is no longer exacting appreciation and recognition for the help that you offer. So it's just simply refining your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore and not really expecting a lot of recognition for it. You're doing it not because you're trying to get something in return. You're doing it simply because it feels good. There is also the energy here of the twins, and we're assuming that they're they are trapeze artists in this way. In order for them to successfully complete these interactions, they have to maintain eye contact. They have to see one another and they have to communicate. And this is actually communicating without words as they are performing these tricks. So there's some energy there that's coming through about that as well. Right now, the saint that is helping the both of you in this process of removing these obstacles is Saint Nicholas of Myra, who we associate with giving and Christmas time, of course, but also just generosity. If the divine feminines, look at how applicable this saint is. The masculine feels blocked in his ability to stop seeking his love and fulfillment coming from the feminine energy. The feminine energy feels blocked in receiving more than breadcrumbs from the masculine energy because she has been the one to fill the cup for the masculine in the past. And so now she fears that she will not see a masculine who is capable of filling her cup with overflow, as you are supposed to do. Show up, both of you, with cups filled, overflowing, and then share from the overflow. She's afraid of that. So what will help end this obstacle for the both of you is to have Saint Nicholas of Myra inspire generosity from the masculine energy to give freely to the feminine, and from the feminine energy to forgive the masculine for breadcrumbing in the past. Peace. This is the spell work that you will be doing to remove the obstacles for both of you. This is a time for quiet, a time for reflection, to be still. The peace you crave requires you to slow down, to stop thinking, and to take time out. Give yourself a chance to be silent in order to hear the loving messages of angels' whispers to feel the spirit rest upon your head and to open your heart to appreciate the beauty around you. Be still, breathe, and go deep into the sanctuary within. Here in this sacred place, you'll find restoration of balance and harmony. Once you've convalesced in tranquility, you'll be able to see with new eyes and achieve a sense of peace in every moment. The spell incantation is to hold a white feather and a snowy quartz crystal as you faced east at sunrise during a full moon phase on a Monday. Light a white candle and say, "All that I am, I wish to find peace. From turmoil of mind, I wish for release. Light up my heart, candle of light. Illuminate peace to soothe all I fight. Spirit around me, feathers to fall, signs that my angels are hearing my call. Hold snowy quartz to help meditate, sanctuary of calm within to create. Let harmony, stillness, and quiet increase. Myself to embrace, now I found new peace." Take 3 deep breaths in and out. And say, "Gratefully, I accept the magic of you, of protection to assist in all that I do. Lend me the courage, build power in me, assist my transcendence, so mote it be." The magical meanings of this card are: a peaceable agreement is reached, order is restored, your prayers for peace are being answered, indulge in some me time, engage in prayer and meditation. And you're getting another reversal. This is so crazy. These decks aren't even reversed. This is mischief. Keep your eyelids open and sight sharp as nails, for there is something trailing behind your tail. So let's get the reversal on this one. Be warned when you have pulled the card Mischief in reverse. There are people around you who may not have your best interest at heart or will seek to step on your back for their personal gain. Likewise, a situation may not be as it seems. There could be hidden dangers lying in wait. Be watchful and make sure you look around corners before moving ahead. This says you may need to get creative about what you want. You may even have to play a trick or two to get the outcome you desire. Be open-minded about how to overcome your challenges and, if possible, approach your situation with a bit of fun. Problems are serious, but that doesn't mean a bit of silliness can't help you see it in a new way. Alrighty. Oh my God. No shit. The theme you're getting is the universe or the world card from the Thoth Tarot and new start. I shit you not. Sometimes we must realize that what we have done needs to be discarded and we must make a new start. Wow. All right. So we're starting again. I feel my past self kind of almost like this nostalgic feeling of how I would have reacted to that information just a while ago. I would have been like, start again. One of the things I remember being so frustrated about a few years back when a person that I really cared for a lot, you know, I had to let that person go. I remember crying so hard, not just because it was painful to end the potential future that I had thought might be there, but because I felt like now I was going to have to start all over again and build a relationship with someone new. And I felt this complete despair about that feeling. And I don't feel that now, you know. I didn't even really feel that when I released the person who I associated with my twin for so long. I didn't even feel like now I'll have to start again and it will be so bad. It was more like, now I can actually see somebody who doesn't breadcrumb me. Now I can actually, because I've done all this work and I've healed so much, like now the type of people that are going to enter my life are going to be so much better. And that is what happened. Like I started to experience that energy. I started to see right away that there was way better things. And even if that thing hasn't really panned out, or I mean, I don't know, it could still, but I'm not attached to it. I'm in this place where I'm like, okay, it's kind of exciting that I'm going to get a new start, because the old versions of my relationships fucking suck. Like, and it doesn't make any sense why it sucks, because I know that I'm a lovely, nice person that's very attractive and smart and great at cooking, and I'm a fucking the whole package. So it didn't make any sense. It was just nonsensical. And, you know, every single person I meet who comes to me and asks for help in terms of why they can't find a romantic connection, I just want to say right now, I see you, because it is as baffling to me as it is to you when the incredible, vibrant, intelligent, like hardworking, dedicated, passionate, affectionate, compassionate, loving, caring individuals appear before me on my Zoom calls, or sitting next to me at the coffee shop and telling me these things that all these energies in the collective have. And it doesn't matter if they're feminines or masculines, these incredible people who deserve to find all the other incredible people. I get it. I get the frustration. I get that feeling of being like, why? This is why. There is part of us that fears, that still has issues with self-esteem, that's still not quite certain that what we're bringing to the table is enough. And that little bit of self-doubt, right? That needs us to be aware of our accomplishments as a way to overcome this present self-doubt. You've gotten through things in the past. You're going to get through this. Here's the healing energy for this New Start card. It says, the New Start card is an indication that one or more aspects of the matter in question are needlessly draining time and resources and must be discarded, allowing you to move forward without having these failed ideas dragging you down. Starting over is an important part of the creative process. It is not always the admitting of defeat. It can also be the realization that you have reached a new level of understanding and skill and appreciation for your subject, and that newness deserves a new start. The creative process is a learning process. When you've learned so much that what you did in the past no longer reflects what you want to be associated with, then it is time to start over with a joyful heart and thanks to what has come before for getting you to this new starting point. That literally is full circle of the beginning and ending of this reading. I love that so much. Okay. All right. I'm going to do the going general for the last part of the reading. What is it that the masculine side of self has been thinking about over and over and over and over? Can't stop thinking about it. It's really blocking them from moving forward. It probably has something to do with what we've been looking at, but let's take a look. What is it specifically that's on the masculine's mind and the feminine's mind? Just one, please. And what will reassure them? And how can they go general to accomplish what they desire? All right. Masculine energy, let's start with you. Oh my God. This has been on your mind over and over. You can't stop thinking about it. It's consumed your mind and it's blocking you. And this is this wish fulfillment. It's hope. It's like hoping that things work out, hoping for the best. It's about healing. It's about that star that's in the hermit's lantern following the light of that star and putting the feminine upon a pedestal as well, holding her up as higher than you, holier than thou, and somehow, pouring into your cup. That's the other part of the reading that's coming through again for me. There is also this idea that there is one star in the sky, right? There's one star for me. Even on this card, there's many stars, but this hope that, this one thing will work out, because what will reassure you is there are many paths. This is the choices card. So there's actually many paths to achieving this wish fulfillment, not just one path, but many. And you have a lot of choice here. You're not limited as you actually feel that you are. It's almost like you're wishing, like this is a wish you fear will never come true, but it's all depending upon the choices you make to achieve the wish that will actually make it come true. Rather than thinking about trying to be with this divine feminine and getting all of that to work out, and what's interesting, because the Seven of Cups, which is choices, actually is what will come once you remove the obstacle. So once you stop trying to get the feminine to be the thing that makes you feel filled up, feels happy or whatever, you're going to see all these other opportunities to fulfill your happiness that are not going to be about feminine energy. But what I want you to do is, basically, I just gave you this information that this is the thing that you're thinking about that's holding you back. So if you start thinking about this and it starts bugging you, rather than try to be like, there's not one person or one choice or one way or one hope or whatever, there's many choices. You're not going to be able to do it that way. Just know that this is what's going on. That's fine. But instead, I want you to think about this. This is the Mountain card, which is about an obstacle that you have overcome in the past. And I want you to think about a time when you thought there was only one way to do something, one way to, drive to work, one way to, it's good if it's something with a lot of feelings, something that's not very mundane. So you want to think about, like, maybe you applied to a college and you really had your heart set on this one college, and you thought when you were filling out all the applications that this was the one college you wanted to go to, and you had a lot of anxiety about it. And then you went on your college tours and you were like, there's actually a lot of options. Like, if this one thing doesn't work out, there's a bunch of other places and they're really great. Or a job, 10:55 on the clock, a job. You were looking for one job at one specific location, and you opened up to other ways you could do this similar job that wasn't the exact way that you thought. And that opened up possibilities for you, and you were able to find your way through whatever obstacle it is. You just have to go into your memory and think about something that you overcame in the past that you thought you were limited in overcoming. You thought you only had one choice, and you realize, no, I actually have a lot of choice. It's not just this one way. Divine feminine. What are you thinking about over and over? Can't stop thinking about it. The Ship card. You keep getting this one, feminine. I keep trying to help you, and you keep thinking about it anyway. This is moving on. Should I move on? Do I need to move on? I want to move. I want to relocate. I don't want to live here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to feel this. I want to leave this place. I want to go to a new place. I want to level up. I want to change where I am. I don't want to stay stagnant anymore. Going around and around in this little bowl. Like, I actually want to be in a fucking ocean. Calm down. What will reassure you is that there's the ring that was the commitment, the spiritual commitment spell you're supposed to use. Literally just appeared in this reading. Okay? Like, you're going to get this. You are going to be engaged and married and live in a house and have 2.5 kids and a dog, if that's what the fuck you want to do. Because you can literally do whatever you want. So, just be assured that you are going to move on to this next shore. You are going to move on to this next level. You are going to move to this next place. But rather than try to reassure yourself, this is the divine just being like, don't worry, I got it. But rather than try to fix this, solve it, whatever, I don't want you to think about that. I want you to think about this. This is the heart card, or it's associated with Knight of Wands energy. This is something that you're very passionate about and that happened fast. Something that you really desired that happened really, really fast, a lot faster than you expected. So go back in your mind and try to think about that. Was there ever a time that I wanted something and it's something that should have taken a long time even, and it just happened like a lot faster for me than it normally does for other people? This apartment. I have an affordable housing apartment here in Los Angeles, and the wait list for getting an affordable unit is usually 5 years minimum. And you can't remove yourself easily from the wait list for affordable housing in Massachusetts, which is really stupid, by the way, Massachusetts. Like, you should make it so easy for me to get off that wait list. I should be able to go click, done. Because you have people on the wait list that don't even live in the state anymore. I still get emails telling me that I'm still on this wait list in Massachusetts for affordable housing that I applied for when my son was 7. He is going to be 16. Okay. That's fucked up. They need to fix that. They need to build more affordable housing. What the fuck is wrong with Massachusetts? It's a fucking dumpster fire over there. Anyway, Los Angeles, similarly, 5 years. Okay. Here's how long it took me to get this affordable housing unit. The person who arranged the affordable housing in this community found out I needed it. I got it a week later. 1 week. No wait. Walked in, got the apartment, had the keys before I even had exchanged money for the apartment. Because I was actually connected with an organization that paid your first month's rent and your security deposit if you were homeless. Normally, it took time for them to pay, and they were able to pay quickly because of whatever situation happened at that time. I don't even remember what it was. Sometimes the things we need and the things we love and the things we're passionate about and the things that we've been pursuing, sometimes those things happen quickly, spontaneously, easily, painlessly. So try to remember a time in your life when that's true. That is going to help you overcome this block where you're thinking about when and how you're going to move on. Okay, I love all of these messages. The last very final message I have for you is what you don't see coming. Clarity. Clarity over a conversation, over a cup of coffee, communication, some kind of clarity is going to come to you through a conversation that you're going to have, the both of you. Now, this can mean a conversation you have together or a conversation you have with other people in your lives, but some kind of clarity is coming and you don't see it coming. Okay. Have the best day today. I will be back tomorrow. I will be on my website. It's YouTube, but there's a private unlisted Tell Me Everything playlist that you can have access to if you pay $3.33 a month to be a member of pearlsprayers.com, or you can automatically receive a year's membership by purchasing the spiritual nourishment course, which is a really fantastic course. You can see a video about what that entails down below. I will be doing the Tell Me Everything spread tomorrow and on Saturday. And then on Friday, you can see me here for free again on YouTube for Release and Rebuild. And then, of course, Sunday, I'll be doing an hour of TikTok around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Coast Time with Grace Strega. And then we will, after an hour over on TikTok, we will head over to Instagram and do another hour where we will do a check-in and into the masculine and feminine energy. And then we will have 2 readings. You will be able to choose your own personal reading, either me or Grace Strega, based on which crystal you choose to determine the messages that are meant for you. Although most of the time, both of those readings are really applicable to to everyone in the collective. So you'll benefit either way. But if you would like to participate in that, that's going to happen on Sunday. Pay attention to our stories just in case there's any scheduling changes, and that's over on Instagram. people that are in the spiritual nourishment course right now, keep your eye out. There's going to be an email coming probably tomorrow asking about whether or not you would like to participate in a group chat that's going to be on Instagram versus the group on the message boards from the website. I feel like some people might interact more on Instagram. So there's going to be just a little just a private group messaging that's coming from my Tuned In Tarot. So stay tuned for that. And if you would like to participate on a different platform, or you have a suggestion for a different platform than the one that we're currently using, please let me know, because I'm considering different options so we can interact more, because I think it's hard to check over there and you sometimes have to go in a browser. It's not the best thing. So try to streamline that. Keep an eye out for that email. Thanks, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow if you're a member, or Friday for Release and Rebuild. Have the best day. Take care, everybody.